Hi, my name's Kelly Edwards. I'm a psychologist, mindfulness teacher and co-founder of Mindfulness for Mothers. We know motherhood can be tough. That we love our children doesn't change the fact that the demands of motherhood are high and often unexpected and unrelenting. It's placing our well-being at risk and leaving us vulnerable to post-natal depression and what neuroscientist Dr Rick Hanson calls Depleted Mother Syndrome. In the last few months, we've invited over 500 mothers from the Mindfulness for Mothers community to rank their top 10 mothering challenges. Here are the results. The number one challenge that faces mothers is one that's echoed in our broader society. Mothers are overwhelmed by too much to do. The frustration of never getting anything finished, the temptation to multitask, the distraction that goes along with feeling like we have 5 things demanding our attention simultaneously, all gradually wear us down, reduce our resources, and leave us exhausted. That's a highly stressful place to be in on an ongoing basis, and hardly the best state in which to be engaged, attentive, and responsive as a parent, which is what children need. In descending order, the mothers we surveyed also struggle with lack of patience with children, tantrums, quarrels, and the challenging emotions of children, balancing the conflicting needs of home and work life, anxiety and worry about their children, day-to-day challenges like toilet training, school or homework refusal, the classic lack of sleep, feeling distracted and disconnected from their children, isolation or loneliness, and feeling judged by others. Mothers are also concerned about their partner relationships and emphasize that they have no time for themselves or to look after their own health and fitness. It's hard to be patient, caring, and engaged as a mother when you're dealing with this level of overwhelm. And it's a common experience. Mothers everywhere share these challenges. Arguably, the single most unacknowledged health problem in the developed world is the chronic and long-term stress and depletion of mothers, said Rick Hanson in his interview with us. Mothers are often lacking significant support and have little time to look after their own needs, with 25 to 35% of mothers being physically depleted and distressed. Why is this happening? Mothering is more stressful than almost all jobs. If you were to design in the well-known psychological factors of stress, like frequent interruptions, lack of control, switching tasks constantly, being unable to complete things, and all the while caring deeply about the results, that is a prescription for almost illegal levels of occupational stress. But it's the daily life of a mother, said Rick. Should we be concerned? Yes. Not only for the sake of mothers who are more highly represented in those at risk for mental illness such as depression and anxiety, but also because research shows that the factor that has the highest effect on the outcomes for children is the level of well-being and functioning of their mother. If the mother is doing well, the child is more likely to too. So the question becomes, where can mothers turn to relieve stress and resource themselves for the marathon of motherhood? Many experts are recommending mindfulness and mindful self-compassion as the antidote for maternal stress. These practices develop the resilience and the open-hearted connection that mothering requires. A strong back and a soft heart. We gain everything we want in life when we practice mindfulness, said Dr. Christine Carter. The more support, encouragement, kindness, and care we give ourselves, the more we will be in the optimal state to help our children, said Dr. Kristen Neff. I put this quote on Facebook because it really captures a reality, but also another possibility if we embrace a mindful self-compassion practice. But it's not going to happen by itself. We have to prioritise our own self-care. As mothers, we are great at looking after others, but we're probably not always good at taking care of ourselves. And as our guest and author of Buddhism for Mothers, Sarah Napthali, reminded us, if you're never present with your children, you're not really showing up for the experience, and you're not getting the most out of your parenting, and your children are not getting the best of you. At a time when it's tough to get to a class, mothers can now turn to an online resource for expert support and training in mindful self-compassion. The new online program provides mothers with support and tools to cope with the demands of motherhood and establish a closer connection with our children. Mindfulness for Mothers is not another set of instructions on how to be the perfect mother. Far from it. It's expert self-care for any stage of motherhood. We designed this online wellbeing program for mothers to relieve the stress, anxiety and depletion that almost always accompanies motherhood. Experts like Christine Carter, Tara Bruck, Dr Kristen Neff, Dr Rick Hanson, Sylvia Borstein, Penny Fenner, Barbara Fredrickson and more provide great stories, lessons and real support that any mother desperately needs. Self-care is a necessity as a mother, not a luxury. Mothers can get tangible support in managing our own emotions, accepting our imperfections and turning towards ourselves in kindness, handling temper tantrums, giving ourselves permission to have realistic expectations, reducing anxiety, and supporting a warmer, more connected relationship with our children. Interviews and guided practices can be downloaded to keep and review at a time that works for us. If you care about children, take really good care of mothers, said Rick Hanson. At Mindfulness for Mothers, we're committed to providing you with only research-based practices that we know work. We're mothers too, and they help us every day. Start looking after the most important person in your child's life, you. Click on the link below this video and sign up for our program. Not only will you have access to all these expert interviews and practices, but you'll be notified of our upcoming blogs where we'll be following up on each of these challenges and providing even more expert support for mothers.